Good evening, I'm Nick Johnson from a company called Nimic Productions. So for the past 15 years we've been producing video and animated media content for a range of mediums, from television advertising to social media across both the public and private sectors. Now during this time we've seen a number of changes in the way that not only content is created but also consumed. So today I'm going to be speaking about audience engagement with media content and why it now matters more than ever. So the days of interruptive advertising are somewhat over. That is, throwing your message up, interrupting what somebody's doing, saying, stop what you're doing, pay attention to us for 15 to 30 seconds, then forget about us and go back to doing what you were enjoying. So building customer relationships through high levels of engagement is now absolutely everything. This isn't attempting to directly sell through your marketing, but rather building a long-term, strong relationship with the idea being, here we are, this is what we're about, this is what we believe. Should one day in the future you want what we have, we'd love to do business with you. So screaming the loudest no longer has the same effect. And potential and current customers need to engage and be part of the brand or product. So levels of engagement are now measured in ways we can't often even see. So for example, Facebook page likes actually don't really mean anything anymore. It's all about how people are actually engaging with the content you post through comments, shares, views, and individual post likes. So behind all of this, Facebook assesses and ranks how relevant and engaging you are to your target audience, and then decides how many people in your friends or followers list are actually going to see what you're posting. So it's quite common for most business posts to reach less than 10% of their followers, and this extends even to paid advertising, where despite the fact it's a paid or sponsored post, a relevancy engagement score will determine how many people actually see it. So this, in my opinion, is actually a good thing. It's forcing people to think more carefully about the content that they're putting out there and how it's viewed and how it's perceived and received. So the way to think about it is, if you think back to high school and you think of the classes or the subjects that you enjoyed and engaged with the most, it's a safe bet to say that you probably remember, even to this day, more of that information that was taught in those subjects. And this is how you've got to be thinking about how your customers are actually receiving your content. So it's not good enough just to have content out there, it needs to be engaging. And as a result of all this, marketing is no longer something a company like us does, but builds into the brand or product itself. So we're seeing some of the biggest companies in the world operate outside the enormous edifice of the typical strategies of just bludgeoning the public with ads or dominating the front page of newspapers to drive awareness. They're using a scalpel-like approach to engage and communicate specific audiences. So today, as a marketer or content producer, our task isn't necessarily to build a brand or even maintain one. It's to build an army of intensely loyal and engaged followers. So the traditional marketer's job is to bring in the leads, and then it's someone else's job to do something with them. But that doesn't really make sense anymore. I mean, first off, in a small company, there just is no one else. So now it's the job. Now the job is not just to bring in the potential customers, but to create lifelong users and advocates. And as it turns out, the dedicated customers who are brand and product engaged actually make the best marketing tools anyway. So what this increased level of customer engagement and content interaction has shown us is that we now have the ability to grow and expand businesses without necessarily having to chase down a constant stream of new customers. And in the end, it's actually a lot easier and a lot cheaper anyway. So according to Bain & Company, a 5% increase in customer retention can mean a 30% increase in profitability. And according to market metrics, the profitability of selling to an existing customer is 60 to 70%, where a prospect is just 5 to 20%. Retention trumps acquisition, and the best way to engage your customers and retain them is to have them engaged. However, there is something to consider. Without a doubt, you found yourself watching a video on social media, YouTube, or a website, and just simply closed it, muted it, or skipped through it. And it'd be fair to say that that was probably due to it not being engaging. To assume people aren't doing this to your content is an assumption you can't afford to make. So now think of the content you enjoy viewing online. It's stuff you find interesting, but it's stuff that engages you. Having content published for the sake of having content published is just as bad as having none at all. And this is why customer engagement has become an art form we experience every day, often without even realising it, through new levels of engagement where customers actually want to engage with the content and the messages that are out there. It means that advertising is slowly moving into an era where it won't be considered a dirty word. So thank you very much.